Morning everybody. I am Sarita, TGT Science from JNV Palakkad. How are you children? All of you fine? Are you enjoying your days? So, all of you, welcome to the world of science. So, you studied about many things in 7th standard. Today you reached in 8th standard. Unfortunately, school could not open and you people are sitting in the home. So, by the time we could learn something, and before starting our lesson, we can just watch a video.
Stick close.
It's about 5-story time at the moment.
The Namal are supreme hunters, using traditional weapons and ancient strategies.
Stop work, Lingo.
I'm Hayden Turner. As a conservationist, I've dedicated my life to saving animals. But now, I'm on the hunt. Because I want to understand the mind of a human predator. Today, we're hunting the smartest animal in the forest. Wild pig.
Stick close.
So, all of you enjoyed the video, and the video you could see that the people are hunting animals for their food. So, in the olden days, the people were like this. They were hunting animals for their food, or sometimes they are eating raw meat, vegetables and all. And as years passed by, they wanted to settle one place. Before that, they were nomadians. And children, do you know what is meant by nomadians? Nomadians are the people, those who are wandering. So when they are passing from one place to another, they are traveling from one place to another. And when the food finishes in that place, they will be moving to the another place for the food. And when they feel to settle one place, as the generation increases or the population increases, they wanted to settle in one place. And when they think about settlement of in one place, they face the main difficulty is that the scarcity of food. And thus they decided to cultivate something that they are living in that the residing area. Thus start the agriculture. And today we have to study about the agricultural implements and all. Together the first chapter, crop production and management. So let us see what are the objectives of the chapter. After learning this lesson, you could understand the preparation of the soil for a suitable crop. Identify crops and their types according to seasonal changes. Analyze the various types of activities done for cultivation of crop and agricultural implements used for it. Appreciate the sequence-wise agricultural practices. Learn the structure and working of plough, hoe, cultivator, leveler, seed drill, etc. Apply the importance of irrigation and sources of irrigation. Analyze the effective use of weedicide, pesticide and insecticide. Apply the crop improvement, crop rotation and organic farming. Learn the safe storage of grains. Explore the types of food products obtained from animals. Let us see what is the definition of agriculture. What is the meaning of agriculture? Science of practicing of farming, including cultivation of the soil for the growing of crop and rearing of animals to provide food, wool and other products. So it is a branch of science. Agriculture is a branch of science. The dealing with the crop rotation, the cultivation of crops and all other things which is related to the crops. And let us see what is the meaning of crops. Same kind of plants being cultivated on a large scale. If we are cultivating a same kind of plant in a large area, then it is called crops. You could see the picture of many crops. We have paddy crops, we have wheat crops, we have lot of kind of vegetables. These all are when we are cultivating in one place in a large scale, then it is called crop. Now, based on the season, the crops can be divided into two. First one is kharif crops. The second one is rabi crops. Kharif crops are mainly sown at rainy season. Rabi crops are mainly sown at winter season. When we consider India as a large country, when we move from one place to another, that is from south to north, the climatic changes are there. Different seasons are there. Different climates are there. When we come to the southern state of India, we could see that we have lot of time raining, 6 months raining are there. When we move to the north states, it is mainly winter seasons. So the crops which are cultivating in south is mainly which can be cultivated in the rainy season. Whereas when the crops which are cultivating in the northern side, mainly which can be crop at or cultivate at winter season. That is why let's just look at the example for the kharif and rabi crops. You can see that kharif crops, rice, corn, soybean, sugarcane, groundnut, cotton, these all are coming under kharif crops. When we look at the rabi crops, wheat, oat, chickpea, mustard, almond, broccoli, these all are coming under rabi crops. So now let us imagine that why these people of South India is more taking the rice, because it is the crop which can be sown at a rainy season, so that the rice can be more cultivated in southern side. When we move to the northern side, the people are consuming chapatis made by wheat, because this wheat is the crop which can be sown at a winter season, so that the people more consuming chapatis. Do you understand that? And now if we sow this wheat at the kharif season, what will happen? The wheat need only little amount of water, but the rice which is growing at rainy season need more water. If we sow a rabi crop at the kharif season, the rabi crop will be damaged. And if it is happening vice versa, that is the kharif crop is sown at a rabi season, that is winter season, then what happen? It will not get the enough water and that crop is also get damaged. So according to the season, commonly we are cropping, we are doing agriculture according to the seasons. Now we could next point, the basic agricultural practices. First one is preparation of soil. The soil has to be prepared for the cultivation. Next one is sowing, planting of seeds, sowing. Next comes adding manure and fertilizer for the proper growth of the plant. And another one is irrigation. Next step is irrigation. Irrigation means watering plants. Next comes weeding. Weeding is the removal of unwanted plants. And then comes the harvesting. When the crops become mature, we have to cut it and store it. Next comes the threshing, removal of grains from the stalk. And another one is storage. Storage, it is also very important, the proper distribution of grains. And let's see the steps one by one. First one, the preparation of the soil. For preparing the soil, we are commonly doing plowing or tilling. Plowing means loosening of soil and tilling means leveling of soil. When we loosen the soil, there is a chance of soil erosion. So we are doing tilling also. By leveling it, reduce the soil erosion. The implements which are used for plowing is hoe, plow and cultivator. Hoe and plow are the two instruments which are using from age-old days. And cultivator is a modern tool. And by using the cultivator, you could save time and labor. And what are the advantages of plowing? Plowing, when we are doing plowing, the soil is loosened. You know that the upper layer of the soil contains more nutrients. When we loosen it, the roots can be penetrate easily through the soil and by getting the enough nutrients. And we need air. Like that, plants also living thing, they also need air. When we loosen the soil, in between the soil particles there will be air, so that the plants can be taken that air and they could grow properly. So plowing is very important. When we loosen the soil, one more thing is happening. The microorganism which is helping the growth of the plant also will grow in between the soil. So plowing or tilling is very important in the cultivation. And the next point is sowing. That is planting the seeds. When we are planting the seeds, sowing, planting the seeds. There are two types of sowing, or the tools which are used for the sowing are two types. Funnel, the traditional tool, and the seed drill, the modern tool. You could see that here you could see that the funnel. Here we are putting the seeds and the seeds will be falling through here, and when these oxens are moving, here makes the small pits and the seed will be falling it. This is the traditional tool that we are commonly using. So when the oxens are moving and the seeds will be putting in the pits, but it will not be covered with the soil. Then comes the modern tool, which is the seed drill. Seed drill is a very efficient tool. When the seed drill is moving, it makes the pit and it will put the seeds and also cover with the soil, so that the seeds will not be taken by the birds. And when we are using a machine, it will save time and labor. That is the most important thing. Next step of agricultural practice, that is adding manners and fertilizers for the proper growth of the plant. And let us see what is manure. Manure is an organic substance. It is made by natural things, that is by the animal waste and the plant waste, and it is very rich in humus. And when we come to the fertilizer, these fertilizers are inorganic or synthetic substances, but it is very rich in a particular nutrient. When we are using the manure, we can tell that manure is an eco-friendly fuel. But the fertilizers are not eco-friendly. It is not good to the nature. But what is the advantage of fertilizer? It is rich in a particular nutrient, so that the plants can take that nutrient and grow well. The growth of the plants will be maximum, or yield of the plant will be maximum when we are giving the fertilizer. But when we are giving the manure, the process will be very slow and the yield is not as much good as like fertilizer. But manures are eco-friendly, it is nature friendly, it will not cause any damage to the population or any damage to the earth. But the fertilizers are the chemical substances which make some problems to the human beings, and all the soil will be polluted if we are using more fertilizer. And the texture of the soil will change. But by using the manure, we could see that there will be no change in the texture and water holding capacity of the soil will increase. Let us move to the next one, that is irrigation. Irrigation means watering of plants at regular intervals. So when we take the irrigation, there are traditional methods and modern methods. In traditional methods, there are 4 systems: motte or pulley systems, rahat or level system, and chain pump, then thickly. There are 4 systems. When we come to the modern system of irrigation, there are 2 systems: sprinkler system and drip system. And according to the modern system, when we use the sprinkler system, it sprinkles water through the nozzle. Small holes will be there at the nozzles and it sprinkles water. So watering of the lawn and all commonly we are doing with the sprinkler system. When we come to the drip system, it is the most advantageable system because the water consuming of the drip system is very less. So that we can store water when we are using the drip system. And it is very advisable to use the drip system in the places where there is scarcity of water. You can look at this drip system. There are some pipes which are, you could see that some pipes are here, and here there will be small holes just near the base of the plant, and the water will be flowing to the plant or giving to the plant at the base, that is at the root, by drop. So that is the importance of the drip system. Now let us go to the next one, that is weeding. Then what is weeding? What are weeds? Weeds are unwanted plants growing with the crops. Then what is weeding? Removal of unplanted plants from the crop. There are different methods using kurpi. It's an instrument which is used to remove the weed. Then seed drill. It is a mechanical tool that can be used to remove. Then spraying 2,4-D. It's a chemical which can spray and remove the weeds. And we recommend, as the nature lovers, we have to use using kurpi or seed drill. Spraying 2,4-D is not that much good because it is a chemical and it may cause soil pollution. Next comes the harvesting. Harvesting is cutting off mature plants is called harvesting. And mature crop, when we cut, we will get the grains or the whatever it is, if it is the vegetables or whatever it is, when we are taking the mature products, it is called harvesting. Maybe you hear about, or maybe our culture is very much related to harvesting, because we have lot of festivals which are related to harvest. We know that our backbone is the farmers. The farmers which are getting more money at the time of harvesting. So that most of the celebrations are related to harvest. It is a time of happiness. It is a time of enjoyment. It is a time of prosperity. It is a time of good health. So they all get together and enjoy it. That is why all the celebrations are connecting with the harvesting, like Bihu, Pongal and all is connected with the harvesting. So to use the harvesting, there are two methods. Manual harvesting. Manual harvesting is done by a sickle. Sickle is an instrument which can be, you could see that this is the instrument, sickle. We could use these to cut the crops. And the next one is the machine harvesting by harvester. When we are using the harvester, we could save time and labor. Then comes the next one, the storage, the threshing. Threshing is removal of grains from the stalk. So there are two types of threshing, manual threshing as well as the threshing machine, using the threshing machine. And then comes another one, combine thresher. This is also a machine. Next comes the storage. Storage is very important in the agriculture because when we store the grains only, it will be a good distribution of the storage grains will take place. So small scale storages are there using jute bags, metallic bins, we are storing the grains. Then comes the large scale storage, that is silos and granaries. So maybe you see that in your home your mothers are storing the things. What do? They will be putting in the airtight container, right? And sometimes they are keeping the neem leaves inside it to protect it from some insects. So storage is very, very important. We have to store the grains. We will not be get the grains all time. When we harvest the grains, this has to be stored. And it has to be free from insect and other things. So storage is. So next is animal husbandry. Animal husbandry is the process by which animals are reared in large scale by giving proper food, care and shelter. And maybe you see that in our home we are rearing animals in a very small scale. That is the backyard farming. This animal husbandry which is in a large scale, when we are rearing animals at a large scale. We are taking the food from animals. Animal products are also using as food, so that the animals are reared in a large scale. And now let us see what are the things that we studied. Recap. Same kind of plants being cultivated in large scale is called a crop. Based on season, the crop can be classified as Kharif and Rabi crops. Basic agricultural practices are preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizer, irrigation, protection from weeds, harvesting and storage. For the preparation of soil, hoe, plow or cultivator is used. Sowing of seeds done by either funnel method or seed drill. Seed drills are recommended mostly. Manures or fertilizers are added for proper growth of the crop. Weeding is also essential in the proper growth of the crop. Irrigation is very important in crop production. Modern methods like sprinkler system or drip irrigation have many advantages. Harvester or combine is very useful in harvesting crops. Proper storage is also very important in the proper distribution of food. Animal husbandry is also as an essential part of our food production. Let us see, let's ask some questions. Review. Identify the type of crop given below. Can you say which is the crop this is? Yes, this is the rabi crop, that is wheat. And now identify the image and give the uses. And do you know what it is? Yes, it is the seed drill. What is the use? Sowing of seeds. And now comes name the images and differentiate between them. Do you know what are these? Yes, it is manure and fertilizer. And do you know the difference between them? Manures are made in fields. It is an organic substance. It may give a lot of humus. When we come to the fertilizers, these are made in factories. These are chemical substances and it does not provide humus to the soil. And now, one two assignments for you. Make a chart of agricultural implements. Make a seed art of your own choice. You can make a seed art. All of you try to draw pictures. So make an art with your seeds. And now this is the end of the chapter. I think all of you enjoyed the lesson.